look right now. It is currently 5:15 in the morning. 5:15 in the morning on a Saturday morning. I'm out here in California. Beautiful, beautiful Moreno Valley, Riverside, California, man. Just out here tapped in and leveling up every moment. And so, what I want to talk about today is, you're meant for so much more. And let me start with something that most people think that they know, but they don't truly understand. You're meant for so much more. You're meant to change your reality, but you feel like there's something holding you back. And the truth of the fact is, there is something that's holding you back. And that thing that's holding you back, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to go live for just a few minutes here. Just wanted to tap in, man, and give y'all a little insight from where I'm at. Let me find a better position. Uh, Maybe this is better. Yeah, I think this is better. Right? So, again, man, I'm out here in California and living an extraordinary experience. Essentially, what I want to communicate to y'all is knowing and understanding that. Um, Let me give my disclaimers first and foremost before we go ahead and go forward. All right. Again, I go by the name Master myself. First and foremost, knowing and understanding everything that I do and say here is done under the banner of entertainment. All right. So don't take what it is I say seriously. Number two, this is for adults and adults only. All right. No kids, no children in the room. If there are kids and children in the room, remember they're under your guidance. So what I say may be explicit, so you've been warned. Number three, do not break the laws of the land that you're tuning in from, wherever it is that you are. Number four, you're an adult, so remember, as an adult, you're responsible for your own actions. All right. And number five is, I go by the name Master myself. I'm here and I'm ready to serve. All right. It's a pleasure and honor to tap in with y'all. Where y'all coming from, man? Tap in with me. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you tapping in from, just comment. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay connected. Right. It's been a minute since I've been live streaming. What I want to communicate to everybody is just you got to know that you're meant for so much more in this life. Right. We've I say we, knowing that I myself have been in the same position, right? But I've not allowed myself the full exposure to what I know I'm capable of. And the reason why this happens for everybody, right? But the reason why it's been happening for me has constantly been, an understanding that, man, I'm not yet owning the responsibility of guiding and leading my experience. And why is that? I've been consistently, recently coming to a different level of awareness of what I'm capable of when I know I'm meant for so much more. And what happens is, see, I've traveled. I traveled from Las Vegas, where I live at, right, to California. And I have an opportunity. I'm out here. I'm tapped in, right? But what's happening for me is a distance or a growth, an expansion, really, right, of my experience simply because I left that environment in which I was at. So, there's three things that shape you as a being, right? The first one is your identity. The second one is your environment, and the third being your experience. So, who you are is oftentimes connected to the environment which you find yourself in. And that environment which you find yourself in constantly is exposing you, right, to experiences. It's amazing, to be in the space in which I find myself. Look, I'm a very disciplined individual. I'm dedicated. I'm on a path. I'm connected with a certain group, with a certain people. I only connect with certain people. I don't do not connect with everybody. But I think it's important that I share my insights or my process, my world, because I study with the greatest player in the world, whose name is AZD. He's the greatest player in the world. He's the greatest relationship expert that you'll ever come across. And I study with him, and I'm coming to an understanding of where I'm at in the lineage of understanding where I'm studying him, because he's very, very high level. And why is that? It's because he's optimized his human nervous system in so many different aspects. You see, we have a responsibility in this life to use the intelligence that we're gifted with. But the one thing that makes us unique across this entire world, if y'all are tapping in, man, hit the chat and tap in with me, man. Let me know if you're watching. Comment more, right? Because you know that you're meant for more. So if you're tapping in from wherever you are, let me know where you're tapping in from. Comment and let me know that you are tracking with me by typing in capital words and capital letters more. But what I'm communicating to you is just I'm understanding I'm meant for so much more. Therefore, I have to treat my life accordingly. And again, I'm studying with the greatest player in the world, knowing that I have a position next to him, right? And in understanding that, why am I saying that? Because not everybody's gonna have that. You have a specific position in your life, and you got to take ownership of that. So that ownership is gonna come from the change that you're seeking. Is gonna come from you identifying first and foremost inside that this is who I am. And when you know who you are, then you can understand the impact or the influence you can have on whatever environment you find yourself in. But it starts with your identity. You got to align to who you really are. You know, who you really are is not who the world tells you who you are, it's who you say you are. And who you say you are, where that's founded in, where that's where that's founded in, right? Where you find the roots of who you are is going to be in your relationship to the creator, to God, to the universe. However you categorize it, it does not matter. But you got to know and understand you're so much greater than what you've allowed yourself to be thus far. And most people stay stuck in their environment or in their exposure of the world simply because they never shift to come to a true understanding of who they really are. So when you know who you are, you're going to know that you're meant for so much more. And incidentally or purposefully or intentionally, you'll find yourself in a situation or an environment where you know you can change your experience. So I know who I am. I've been shifting from who I am because look, I can tell y'all, man, for the last 6 months of my life, I've had the most challenges. I've had the most um, things that would be excuses for me to hold myself back in life. And to some degree, from my expression, it had worked to where I was not expressing myself to the fullest exposure. But I'm no longer in that space. That's why I'm going live. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm talking with you. Right. And I want you to know and understand that you, in the same manner, are meant for so much more, but you have not allowed it. You have not allowed yourself to express it. It's time, people, to come out of that shell. It's time to evolve. It's time to grow. And I'm telling you that from my own personal experience. So, again, me shifting, traveling from Las Vegas out to here in California, I've come to an understanding that I'm so much more than what I've allowed myself to be or experience thus far. And it's simply knowing and understanding that I shifted my environment. So that's where the value's at right now from what I'm communicating to you. Right now we find ourselves in Pisces season. It's a season of transformation. It's a season, it's the winds of change. It's an opportunity for you to mend and mold and be mutable. That's the frequency or the communication of Pisces. It's a mutable sign. So now's the time to go with the flow. Now's the time to let go of whatever you had attachments to and ease into the new season, which will be an Aries season, which is an opportunity for you to ignite, to start again. Right? So understanding the change, the winds of your experience can change your experience. So again, identity, environment will lead you to a new experience. Understanding who are you, who does God say you are, who does your creator say you are, right? Who does your higher self say you are? Know that first and foremost as your foundation, then move right from that understanding and know and understand, okay, the environment in which I find myself in, let me use the environments that I put myself in intentionally to begin to create or to measure this character that I'm developing. When I know who I am internally, or I know who I'm choosing to be, I can now put myself or put my in a nervous system. I can put my system in any environment and know within that system, I'm aware of the system that I have internally. And that internal system is what is going to guide me in the direction of going towards. Because why? Because what does Jesus say? He says the kingdom of heaven is within you. Why? Because you're within you is the internal compass. It's the internal mechanism that you use to move in the world. Every which way you look. Knowing and understanding that now I can move in every environment, knowing, okay, it's my responsibility to move from here to there. Knowing that, okay, I have an internal compass aligned to who I am, who I say I am, who God says I am. I come into alignment with that, and now I move in a coherence, a concurrent direction, and I can move in that direction, knowing, okay, I've aligned to who I really am. Now I know who I am. Let me move in that direction. And once you know who you are, it doesn't matter what environment you find yourself in. Now, it's important. It's so, so important. I'm telling y'all this from my current experience right now. It's so important. It's going to be different for everybody. Some people are meant to stay in one place. Some people are meant to travel. Some people are meant to leave where they are and go have another experience somewhere else so that you can grow from that experience, come back with the gems, and provide value to the people that are around you, or provide value for your family, whatever the case may be. You got to move and stay in motion, because if not, you'll get stuck in this bubble. This was my current or my previous experience. The last 6 months of my life, I had been caught in this world of this bubble of like, oh man, there's just not enough going on. There's, this, I fell off. You know what I'm saying? This happened to me and this happened to me. I started telling myself this negative story, and I ended up in this storyline of this bubble of experience. But I did not allow myself to expand beyond that. I didn't come into an understanding of, okay, I have to guide my experience. I have to know, okay, once again, who am I? Right? So here I am. I found myself again. Okay, great. Right? Find harmony with who you really are. Right? What are the things that you love to do? Nobody else can take those away from you. What experiences that you love to have? Nobody can take that away from you. What's the environment that you love to be in? Right? One of my brothers loves to go to the beach. That's where he taps in. That's where he goes to find God. That's where you go connect. Whatever the case may be, find an environment where you thrive in and go thrive. Right? There's a code that we have within my brotherhood that is survive, adapt, and thrive. So survive by knowing and understanding who you are, coming to an understanding of who I am, knowing that, okay, that's who God says I am. I'm coming into alignment with who I see that I am, right? Because I am. No matter what, whoever is watching, whoever it comes into communication with this or reception of this communication, know and understand that you know that you are. I am. Everybody can say, when you have a point of reference, you can say, I am. Therefore, you are the whatever you say you are, right? You are. I am. When you say I am, everything begins from there. So know that. So when you come into coherence with who you say you are and who God says you are, because God is the highest version of yourself. So who God says I am, because I am, because I am the one saying those words. I am. Okay? So I am first. Identity. I am. Great. From there, I am where? Find an environment. And that environment in itself will help you grow and expand and become the greatest version of whoever you say you are. You got to put yourself in the right environment. And if it's not the right environment, okay, you got to move to the right environment. Or you got to go travel. You got to do something. You got to change up this motion, because an object in motion continues to stay in motion until acted upon by an outside force. We're talking about energy laws, universal laws, and things of that nature. Okay? It's very simple. Stay in motion. Come into a coherence or an understanding of who you are, and then put your system, your nervous system, your mental system, whatever, put that in the right environment and watch what happens. You're going to have experience after experience after experience that's leading you to know that, oh, I'm meant for so much more. I've been holding myself way back. Like, you come to an understanding, you're like, yo, what the hell have I been doing? Because you got a responsibility. Again, know who you are, then move in the direction of who you say you are. That's going to lead you to experience after experience after experience, man. And that's going to change everything for you. Know and understand your habits that you have. Look, you can always change your habits, but your habits. That's why affirmations work to some extent. That's why the journaling works to some extent. These are habits, but these habits are speaking only to who you are. So when you know who you are, those habits are backing up who you are. Once you know who you are, okay, great. Now I know who I am. Where what environment am I exposing myself to? One of the environments I'm constantly exposed to is a strip club. I love going to strip club. Just being 100% real with you. That's one of my favorite things to do because why? It's such a unique environment. It's unique in the sense of everything that happens within that environment is fake. But when you come back into reality, you're like, whoa, I just had a whole fantasy of an experience. And I do that with some of the top players in the world, or the top player in the world. I'm saying that to say is because what I've learned from him is not just about getting women and things of that nature. That's gonna come with life. You understand me? That happens as your life becomes coherent. What's beautiful about that, what I've learned from that, from being around such a high level individual, is simply the amount of pressure that he's able to take from life and how he decides to overcome that pressure by putting his nervous system under such level of pressure and exposure and pressure and exposure, right? Pressure and exposure to any system in itself will change you. And knowing and understanding that I have an opportunity to change myself or change the direction of my experience simply by what? By me exposing my nervous system, putting myself to and under pressure so that I can get responses from my system, from my experiences. Identity, environment, experience. The experience is like the one I added in there. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to ChatGPT and things of that nature beforehand, trying to get a structure for this. But man, if y'all are feeling anything what I'm saying, man, comment, man. Comment, let me know. Tell me more. You know what I'm saying? Comment the words more. Or if anything what I'm saying is resonating with y'all, man, tap in, let me know, man. Cause look, I love going live. I love sharing my experience. Again, it's been a minute since I've been able to do so, or just I never made the time to do so. But what I'm understanding about my experience right now, man, it's a magical experience simply because I've come into an understanding of who I am and I've programmed myself intentionally, right? I use audio, you know what I'm saying, affirmations, but not only affirmations, like storylines. I do a lot of work on myself. I have a technology that I've been applying on myself for the last 3 months. And I've been rewiring, not even 3 months, man. It's been like a month, right? But I've been rewiring my subconscious to come into coherency with what I know I am or who I know I am. Again, that's how I align myself to who I am. Everybody's fucking up in life, having a bad experience in life simply because you have not intentionally programmed yourself. But you've been what? You've been watching TV. You've been listening to social media or watching the social media. You've been tapped into sports broadcasts. You've been doing everything external. You've been stimulated by the external world, and you're wondering why you're still broke. You're wondering why you're still stuck in the same position. Why? Simply because you've been exposed on the outside. You've been tapped into the external reality. You've been utilizing your external world for confirmation of who you are. When the equation is vice versa, it's as within, so without. What does Jesus say? The kingdom of heaven is within you, not without you. You understand me? It's not without you, it's within you. So know that. Function and know and understand, like, yo, I cannot experience or I cannot expect something from the outside to change me inside. No, that's not how it works. It's as within, so without. What have you done internally to reprogram yourself? If you are constantly watching TV, you're constantly going to be programmed to whatever they put on TV or whatever you choose to watch. But you're watching. You're what is watching? You're observing. You're receiving. You're perceiving. You're having external confirmation of like, oh, this is the truth of what's going. That's just not the truth. What's actually going on is what's happening internally. So whatever's going on externally, that's an external thing that you are confirming by seeing something outside and then it goes inside. Please, people, do not fall victim to what's going on outside of you when you have the controller on the inside. You ever played a video game? You're the one playing the controls. You understand me? You have the controls on the inside of you to change reality outside of you, right? So you gotta begin to program yourself for the success that you want. You gotta begin to program yourself for the health that you want. You gotta begin to program yourself for the relationships or the love that you want. The experiences that you want outside of you is coming from the program in which your system is running. Your nervous system, your subconscious mind, your consciousness in general is all a program. We are living in a simulation, a program. In case nobody else told you, wake up, wake wake the fuck up. It's time. You understand me? It's time. Coming to an understanding of what's going on here, people. The Epstein files have been released. There's no more excuses. You're not meant to be the same. You're meant to change yourself. You're meant to know and understand. Like anybody that went to go get that shot, hey man, you got a little piece of Jeffrey Epstein in you. The man that was abusing and sex trafficking and things of that nature with kids around the world that led an entire billionaire pedo ring. That man is inside of you. Why? Because he was working with Bill Gates and Bill Gates. Look, I can go down the whole trail. And you can call it conspiracy as long as you want, but the truth of the truth is that's what's going on. That's what's happening. So again, I'm telling you the mechanisms of how to change yourself. Not only am I telling you, I'm offering it to you. Click the link in my bio. I got a couple free products. I got some paid things. If you really want some access, man, tap in with me. I got some things that'll change you today. I listened to this one track. It's called the Money Operator Protocol. That thing in itself has changed my subconscious at levels and speeds that I've never operated before. I'm now living in a position. The reason why I'm in California is because I put myself in a different position. Mentally, subconsciously, I program myself. Not only that, I'm constantly developing myself and my intentions and my consciousness every single day. I expose myself every single. What do I do? The first thing I wake up is listen and I program my mind. I have different thoughts and different ideals coming in, and oh man, I gotta take care of this and this and this and this. All this noise from the outside is coming, but what is my responsibility? I gotta go inside. I got a program from the inside. Let me know if y'all tracking with me, man. Comment, subscribe, whatever the case may be. Like the live stream. You know what I'm saying? If y'all tapping in, I got 5 people telling me. You know what I'm saying? I know I've had like all kinds of people coming in, but like the live stream, man. Tap in with me, comment, subscribe, whatever the case may be, so I know that y'all tracking with me. I'm gonna share this regardless. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to know and understand. This is for me the bridge. This is my bridge that I'm creating for people to be able to track along with me. I know what frequency I'm operating at. I'm just going to tell y'all straight up. I'm operating at such a high level compared to where I've ever experienced. And it's not just the money. The money is a major factor. You understand me? But it's the frequency, it's the coherency, it's the creation, it's the traveling, it's the exposure, right, to new experiences, to new people, to Literally just a different dimension. Everything in my life changed. When I say everything, I mean my relationship with everything in my world changed completely. But it started internally, and I continue to move internally. It's internal. It's as within, so without. Right? So I don't want to make this live too long, man. Remember, your identity is everything. It starts with your identity. Who you are, who you really are. Starts internally, knowing and understanding that. Then it moves to an understanding that who I am, I'm going to take decisions. I'm going to make decisions that back up who I am. Now, making those decisions, one of those decisions that you got to make is what environment am I going to put myself in, or what environment do I operate the best in? It may be the library is the best place for you. It may be the grocery store is the best place for me. Place for you. It may be like it is for me. The top of a mountain is the best place for you. It may be at the beach for you. It may be in the middle of the woods. It may be you know what I'm saying, in a bathtub. Whatever it is, find a place for you. That place is for you, and it's not for anybody else. Nobody can take it away from you. You understand me? Know and understand that. Operate in that truth, and everything will change for your experience. Okay, and those environments will lead you to new experiences, and new experiences bring new exposure. New exposure brings higher opportunities to you, right? Operate intentionally. Program yourself every single day. When you wake up in the morning, begin to program yourself. Go on YouTube until you learn how to create it for yourself. Go on YouTube and find, hey, positive affirmations, or listen to Neville Goddard, or listen to Joseph Murphy, right? Any of these individuals in which I'm naming, or Reverend Ike, right? Any of these individuals that I'm naming will begin to help you program your mind. Listen to the Bible in the morning if you want to. Find some kind of truth for you. When you hit it and you know it and it's true for you, it's true for you. I am now writing in my subconscious mind the idea of God's wealth. God is my instant and everlasting supply. I live in expectancy of the best, and the best comes to me, for God is the source of my supply, and all my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space. God's wealth flows to me freely, joyously, and ceaselessly into my experience. And I give thanks for God's riches forever circulating in my experience. I am now writing in my subconscious mind the idea of God's will. God is the source of my supply, and all my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space. God's wealth flows to me freely, joyously, and ceaselessly into my experience. And I give thanks for God's riches forever circulating in my experience. You want to get to the point where it just comes out automatically. You understand me? I've been saying that for years, but I am now living that experience. Program your mind, do what you got to do, man. Whatever it takes, man. Live at the highest frequency as possible for you. Put yourself under pressure, but know and understand that you are meant for that pressure. You're meant to become so much more, because nobody else is meant to walk your path. Nobody else is meant to have the experiences that you have. Nobody else has your name. Nobody else has your consciousness. Nobody else knows who you are, but you know who you are. So it's your responsibility to communicate that, to express that, to show that. Who are you, and what are you meant to do? What kind of impact are you meant to leave on this world? Like, subscribe, comment, whatever the case may be, man. It's the one and only Master myself. What we say in IMC Nation is be the best and fuck the rest. As always, man, it's a pleasure and honor to tap in. This is just me honestly sharing my truth, right? And what I've been exposed to in my life. And I want to offer that to y'all, man. If y'all like anything in which I said, hit the link in the bio. Tap in, man. Go ahead and comment. You know what I'm saying? Any comments, like, share, subscribe this stream right here. But comment, man. Hit the link in the bio. Get your free products. You know what I'm saying? Get the paid products. This shit will change your life like it's been changing mine. All right? Be the best and fuck the rest. What I always say is knowledge of self is knowledge of wealth. It's the one and only master myself tapping out. Salute. All praises.